It's just live.
Welcome to another episode. Modern Black Man Podcast and made it to the vlog land. What's happening?
How are you today? Oh shit.
I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful. I'm thankful. I'm glad you made it. Gave me a little time. I'm gonna try to be in and out. Thank you for making it. I definitely appreciate that.
No problem. I wish I was more prepared, hair all over the place and shit, but it's good.
No, you good. I wanted to do an episode this week because I feel a lot of things are happening to women my age, and I see the women my age struggling to find romance and love, and that strikes a soft part of my heart. I really want these women to find love. I don't want to just talk about how Nia Long can't find love and Holly Berry can't find love, and Regina. It doesn't matter who can't find love. It's about the women that are out there trying and what they're doing and what we're going to talk about today. Because somebody's going to have to make a wife out of the women in this generation. I have so much to really talk about, but I want to talk about that first. What do you think about women in this generation? Because we're about to talk about them. I know I am.
I I had posted this on my story the other day. I don't think, because I feel like there's a gender war about like there's no good women, there's no good men. No, I think everybody is fucking traumatized, and we need to stop putting a label on what a good woman or man is, because that's gonna differ for everybody. You know what? I'm gonna use the worst example on earth. Krishan and Blueface. I think they are toxic. You know what? Works for them. Let it work for them.
They can't be toxic because Blueface, I think he's trying to separate from her.
I think that DJ Academics, not to like take us off topic, but DJ Academics, I'm not hype about him, but he did a really good video explaining how low key Krishan Rock is kind of manipulative to him, and it actually made sense.
Tell me more.
So basically, Academics is like, and I hate to use all this genderized stuff, but like, for example, I didn't know this so recently. She convinced him to fight his own family, but when it came to him wanting her to defend him with her family, she said, no, I don't believe in fighting my family. So why the hell would you have this man fight his brothers, his sister, and his mom for you?
That is a double standard.
And like does little things, so like it's weird. Like, I don't know. Part of me, I don't know.
Look, I heard the girl pregnant. I heard that it might not be Blueface. How that happened? Because I don't know how you can have that much clout, attention, celebrity, and go unnoticed. There's so many moving parts around them. That's wild. And he's openly saying it. I think I have seen on a couple of different outlets just the specifics where he's like, yo, that's not my baby. Her to my baby would be a blessing. Like, he's really talking that I ain't the baby.
So I will like thinking of them as an example. I will say like the generation, I'm gonna say my generation, I feel the problem is, number one, everybody is not dealing with their unresolved trauma, and number two, a lot of people are dating for the wrong reasons, like dating for clout. That's a good example of two people dating for clout. Like,
so you think she's clout chasing?
Yeah, and him too, to an extent, because again, though they may be toxic, let's not act like this toxicity hasn't put a great spotlight on them that's giving them money. I mean, they did just get a fucking show. So it's not like, sometimes I wonder if they're overplaying it some days. Like, are they like? Sometimes I wonder if it's even real. Like, I think behind closed doors, they might have a great relationship, and they just might be showing us the toxic shit because we like it.
So at the end of the day, the cameras really are there. So if they're pretending to have a relationship and their codependency is to have a production crew chase them around, I mean,
It's a smart idea.
I'm just saying, either way, the toxicity has become real. So if it was a manufactured situation or it was whatever, I'm seeing a lot of real domestic. I'm not gonna call it violence. I'm gonna
No,
say
no,
issue.
no. Come on, call it what it is. This the
Bah,
man.
bah, bah, bah.
Because even DJ had
Mm.
a point about like he was wondering when they like first were showing like fights between them, like with her putting his hands, was people gonna call it domestic violence? I was like, I agree with him. It's domestic violence.
I'm gonna. I never take a step back. I'm gonna take a step back, and I'm just gonna call it a domestic situation, and there are domestic issues. I hope that they can make domestic sense and they have domestic peace. I
It's,
mean,
it's
it's
giving.
it's wild. It's wild because I just why she ain't got no teeth, man. Did we talk about this before? Why she ain't got no teeth? That's my first question.
You asking, listen, this is my generation, but I don't keep up with these people. I got my own problems, okay?
You said that he got the fire peen, and we're gonna find out because I saw 10 people dead in California this morning. I thought it was her. I said it. But
Oh,
as far as the women of this generation, you said that you feel they have unresolved past.
oh no, both sides, men and women. I think it's both.
Yes. Uh-huh. People,
I do think
people.
like
I
I
want because I'm about to talk about the women. I definitely think it
we
applies
talk
to the
about the women.
people.
We talk about the women. The women. So I know for myself because I even had to reflect on this recently. I know that I have a like, and I've tried. I have went to therapy. I have a lot of unresolved trauma. I just did some shit more than out of trauma towards the person I'm dating. So I mean, I know
See,
to speak
it's
for
who we are.
yeah, I can speak for myself in saying like trying to get that self control, trying to remember like put the past in the past and give people chances in the future is a big thing. I won't say this for myself. No, actually, I will say this for myself and like on both sides. You have so many people who are dating for like clout and money right now, in my opinion. You have some men, and I'm gonna call it the men on this one, who are falling into that trap but complain about women want to be tricked on. And trust me, I could go on a whole story about some shit that happened to me this morning with that. Um,
I'm gonna ask,
yeah. What?
what happened?
So, do I want to turn on my light? Sorry, I was doing the blue lights because it
You
just.
better not have no black eye. Let me see.
I don't have a blackout. No. Oh no.
Black eye.
No, I have ghosts in my house. Oh my, I'm just tired. I
I
don't
was getting nervous. You
know.
have ghosts in your house. Women be killing me with this, but please continue.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
just joke because I had just have an electricity issue, but no, we have. I call it ghost. Anyways, so and this has happened to me a bunch. Some other guys I collaborate with on podcasts always bring up about women want to be tricked on. I do like a nice date occasionally. I am not for money. Okay, I am a pick. I believe I want somebody to go 50-50 with me because I'm not gonna fuck. Okay. That is my goal. I'm a retire. Okay, baby. You don't need to retire me. I will retire my own.
That's
So
right.
that's me. But, anyways, a lot of men talk about the tricking thing, and I can back that and tell you, I have had a lot of men willing to pay for my love, and I don't like that. Especially as somebody who has already engaged in sex work. I'm kind of out of that headspace now.
Ooh, that is very interesting. It makes you feel certainly offended, cheapened,
Or
commoditized.
like you're not listening to me saying like for so I had a guy, and part of this is my fault. I had a guy who I had met when I was on my original contract and I was living. Hold on one second. I'm sorry.
No, I definitely know what that's like. She.
Sorry. I'm about to say
Mhm.
mother things.
Yes, ma'am.
But yeah, so I met this guy and the interaction was agreed upon. I let him know what I was looking for. I was just looking for someone as a play partner. That was it. So he was on board. He was fine with it. Everything was going good until one day I hooked up with him and he said that he loved me. And I was like, ew, sir, you don't even fucking know me. Like, not that well. So time goes on. Like, from now, like, since I've been back home, he always bugs me. He's like, can I chill with you? Like, now, mind you, he ruined his chance with me to even like try to get to date because when I was sick over the summer, this man was like, I will pay you to leave the house. I'm like, buddy, I just told you I just got discharged from the hospital. I have COVID. Why the fuck? Money is great, but if you want to give me money, nigga, give me money because I'm sick. Like, it doesn't.
I do that all the time though. That's objectifying.
Like I said, pay somebody to leave the house. Yes, it's so
Not
like
not just that, but like treating you like you're not a person, like you're an object because I
so. It
want
got
to
worse.
desire you.
It got worse today. Like, so this man has been asking to see me. So I recently let him know. He's like, I just want to see you. I just want to suck on your toes and eat your pussy. And I'm just like, listen, right now is not a good time. My brain has changed focus a lot lately. Plus, I'm working and I'm busy. I only really have time for the like my partners and things like that. Okay, so he's like trying to make a deal with me that he can. He's like, let's let me see you tomorrow. I can throw you some money. Oh, and some weed. Even
Oh,
though I
nice.
already get free weed, so it doesn't fucking
But he
matter.
the double plug. He the extra plug.
I already get free weed. So it's not a big deal. But then he's like, he's like, and then going forward, he's like, we can discuss me paying for your hair and nails. So I tell him, even though I was joking, I'm like, I'm going on almost 30 years old. Okay. I'm sorry to tell y'all that paying for hair and nail shit don't work. I need a nigga who can pay the bills. Since you want to pay for stuff, since you want to pay for this, I need real things paid because I can get my hair and nails done. So he was like, LOL. He's like, you right about that. He said, well, I could definitely pay the bill as long as I'm getting what I want. And I'm like, so you basically trying to trick. He's like, I'm not trying to trick. He's like, you're a lovely woman. I just want to spend money on you. But he's been trying this for weeks. I'm just like, I've already told you that I'm not really interested. So now you're bringing money into the picture. Like, it's annoying. And I've had that done in the past to me before where like I've declined, like, told somebody like I'm not interested in dating them, but they're like, well, what if I pay you? And I'm just like, this is how y'all complain about this treatment, but this is how you want to be treated. So pick a side.
It both ways. Because it is objectifying, but it's what we're conditioned to do. And then when we both are mutually creeped out by each other, we're unable to connect. And I think that's what's so mind fucking about the whole situation. It's like inevitable. It's the dating loop. But with that being said, when you were vocal to him, did he decode? Did he process? Is he no?
He's been offering money to me for a month to hang out with him.
That's because he won't. You don't want the money. You're just saying that to obfuscate. Um, I'll say from my experience and toxicity.
Who, man? Like he's just gonna get there. I mean, like I told him, like again, when I was a few years younger and in school and things, man.
Absolutely, I know that myself. I am good at that. So
Sorry, I'm just saying. I love my child, but being a parent, my daughter just busted in here.
she want to know what's going on.
No,
Uh,
ooh, she knows I record. I told her I was recording. She no, she was irresponsible and lost her phone charger, so she came to steal one.
oh, nice. So she okay. Okay.
Um, no, I mean, and that's like I said, when I was younger and I was engaged in like sex work, yeah, it was easier, but I also remember how mentally straining it was for me
Mm-hmm.
to deal with people whose personalities I really didn't like because they were paying me. And now that I'm older and, of course I
So are
love
those scruples? Are those ethics, morals?
it's more, I mean, but it's a business exchange. At the end of the day, let's be very real
Yeah.
here. It's a business exchange. So yeah, when you're coming out the gate, if I've already told you on the mirror that I'm not interested in you and you're offering money and I take it, this dynamic has changed. Remember, you're paying me.
Yeah, it's mutually enabling. That's interesting. Yeah,
It's not like
I'll take that.
I understand men want to be like caretake, but it's a different story when it's like a man, for example, like who you guys mutually like each other, and he wants to take care of you, and he wants to pay the tab, and he wants to marry you and get a house and pay XYZ bills. That's a different story. But when we're talking about somebody who's like,
We might have lost the homie. She gonna come back though. She's getting a call back. I promise I was keeping up with the story up to the point. She will hopefully be back. Um, I got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. I think that she is cooking up a really good story about her previous experience actually doing it. But women nowadays are very different from the women that we desire and the women that we were told we would inherit at this point in our lives. What
"Look,
up?
I'm sorry about that.
No, you good. You good.
Had to put my phone
Um,
on."
you was cooking up a good story. That's exactly I was
Oh,
pivoting, because I wanna hear this firsthand account.
oh, I mean, like back in the like, I used to have a sugar daddy at one. Well, I've had a few. Okay, I especially because I used to dance, so
Mm-hmm.
I had guys paying my car note. I had a guy who used to just come to the club with gifts for me. So and it was simple stuff. I didn't really care. Like,
That would be hard to give up. I get it. That would be very hard to give up.
um, so how can I put? I mean, even though I still engage, like I still have my OF and stuff. Even though I haven't really been posting, but people still enjoy that and still like pay and give me things off of there. So I mean, I enjoy it to an extent, but like for like sugar, like having a sugar daddy, it's too much work and it's constant work versus like at the club. I can
Right.
log out of the club. OF, I can log out of OF. I can delete my OF. But having a sugar daddy and being that in that commitment was a lot. And then like the one guy I did have, it got really, really toxic to the point where that's a whole
Mm,
other story. Um,
sure.
so that for me, that kind of range of work is not for me any longer. And like I said, it comes with compromise. And recently, I'm not gonna lie to you, before I got like started back like hardcore, like dating in the area,
Hmm.
I was paying my light bill and he was paying another bill for me. But it
Right.
requires too much time. Like it requires a lot of time.
It's hard on both sides because you're telling me, and I'm like, yo, this is like you're confronted with the fact that you are the fantasy, and it's like cognitive
And
dissonance,
I
right?
like to be a fantasy every blue moon, but to be constantly and then like those guys, like the guy who's paying my light bill, for example, my light bill and my he's paying Spectrum for me. Like he's a really cool guy, he's really nice, but like then like of course I get me a little boo thing, and you want to always bug me to the point where you like, damn. So if I could just have you to myself, can I pay if I pay every bill, can I have you to myself? And it's just like I don't want to live my life like that. I am a lover girl.
That's
Okay.
why I always end my relationships because it starts as the fantasy. It's the girlfriend experience if you pull them out the club. I don't do that, but you know what I'm talking about. And like that's inevitably kind of our ebb and flow as people. What we do in relationships, we start with our representative. We put our best foot forward. It's probably hyper impacted or multiplied in this lens. So I think I see what you're talking about. Like,
And I
yeah,
know, like,
that
it's
would be
already
crazy.
hard navigating, like, especially like that's why I don't like people to like slide in my DMs on Instagram because of the stuff I talk about. I already know people have this predisposed idea of what they think they get into, and some of
Yes. And they want to get and that's why it's crazy because you want to get into it. That's why it's a fantasy. It sounds good, it looks good, it's gotta feel good. But then you
it,
get a little reality to it, and it's like, yeah, like this is
I tell them, I be telling on Instagram all the time, like, you don't want this, like, and people be like, it's getting a lot, even with like the poly thing. Like, I'm so tired
Mhm.
with people to me like, well, you already have two partners, you so beautiful, you should have three. What the fuck are you thinking?
You said something that made me think about how creepy men are, like why we want it. It's like stepping in dog shit and wanting to traipse it around everywhere you go. It's like providing. That's what it was. You were talking about how it's a fantasy. It's a fantasy mutually. For the man to be like, yeah, you know, I made all the dreams because she's never been to Orlando. You feel what I mean? Like, whatever it is, like you make yourself feel good, and it's
But I
crazy.
like
It's really
to
bad.
I genuinely like there's so many little things for me. Like, yes, money is important, it's fun, but like that's why I said I'm out of that headspace with like just being around people because they have the money to do it. I like simple things now that you're like that show like are beautiful things my partner showed me. Like for example, my new dude hates that I drink cheap wine. But first of all, I love wine. The topic is sugar daddies. No, the topic is about something else. But simplest thing. So he has now put me on to wine tasting. So
Mm.
now he buys me like every time I come over, he always has a new bottle of wine for me, and like we put it like like that. It's like you know,
So you like it though, and that's what. Yes,
I love it. But it is so simple and not even something that's like you know.
extravagant.
Yeah, my bad. The topic was not sugar daddies. I just brought sugar daddies up as to talking about like dudes in the dating game tricking. Nothing about actual sugar daddies.
No, not at all. We about to get to the evolution of this topic because we're talking about women of this generation. We're talking about the things that they're into. We're talking about what we condition each other to want, and
Can I ask a question?
hmm
Okay, what is it? How do men define it when they're talking about they want submission?
they
Like,
want the what now?
huh? When you guys talk about y'all want a woman who submits, what does that entail? I'm trying to understand.
I can give you two really good answers. There's a lust minded and a Christ minded one. Because I kind of I vacillate between both. Being submissive should mean um, submitting to God first. A submissive woman will submit to God first. And it's not about a man controlling her. It's about us being equally yoked or having the same goals. And because we have the same goals, what we're chasing brings us closer together. I'll elaborate a little bit more. In my mind, hopefully, my wife and I have a lust for Christ that's so intense, it brings us together. This keeps other people out of my bedroom, hopefully, and it unites us and gets us to the promised land. So I think that's kind of what submission should mean. I think the lust minded side of my brain uh, would say that a submissive woman is a woman that makes my fantasies come true. Check that box. And someone who allows me as the man to continue hearing yes or lead. That's I think that's the simplest way to answer that. Please, anybody in the comments section.
Oh, I read it. Submissions management looks for it. So I'm not gonna lie. You know, as liberal as I am, in a sick version of my head, I would love that life, like just committed to one man. But you know, I don't know. They be making it hard.
I don't understand how being with one, well, I have the opposite problem. How's being with one man hard? Is it physical where it's hard? Because most women want to be with multiple men because of the financial benefit.
No, so I about no. So I told you about my microdosing polygamy situation, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I was bored. I was bored.
You said there wasn't enough peen.
Huh?
There
It
was
wasn't
too.
enough anything. It was enough peen. He was like, he would not do like, for example, I'm a very simple woman. I don't need you to take me out to Ruth Chris or Texas Day Brazil. I just need simple dates. He couldn't even do that.
I'm pissed off. I went to Papa Do's yesterday, but continue.
And he even cried about like he got mad because like for example, like I had told him, I was like, listen, I was like, you want to be out here dating the whole community? I said, well, me too. I said, I want to go on a date and someone is taking me on a date. And he was crying about it. He's like, you never asked me on dates. I'm like, so now you want me to chase you? He made it hard. Like right now, I'm not gonna lie. Right now, I'm so happy. I haven't even been looking towards anybody else. Actually,
I think that's the space you're in, though. You're desexualizing, which
and
is
no,
okay.
not completely, not completely. Because I
Not
told you,
completely.
I ring in the new year very, very live and very fun.
Okay,
But
okay.
I'm saying dating wise, yeah, it's not like I like when people say that women can't submit in this generation. I at least I know for me and my girls, we can if we're not being put through like the craziness. Like for example, polygamous dude I really like,
Mm.
but but it was horrible. Like I said, I couldn't get no dates. I couldn't get nothing.
Well, that's a committed. That's the same thing as monogamy. We need to definitely extend on this. That's the same thing married women complain about because the monotony of being with the same person over and over again and the lack of pleasure that women experience universally because it is sex and sexual. I don't, women's boxes and tools. Yes, in my experience, you can put it down like the best of them, but women get burned out on sex differently than men do because even if it's physical for you, it becomes mental, or
You
if
guys,
mental changes, your parts change too. I said it.
I do a lot of, but I mean, I don't know. I haven't had anybody I've gotten bored. I do keep it spicy. I, so I keep it.
Y'all always start off a freak. Y'all always start off, oh, I do, oh, man, we gonna fuck all night. It'd be tough the first couple weeks, month, whatever. But then y'all ass wear down because women are the ultimate BSers. Women, uh, they talk a big game, but they're not physical like us. They ain't beasts like us. I ain't never had no woman that's been beyond 90 days that's heightened that she might start the situation out with. And I don't say that to be ungrateful because there are attributes. I'm just saying what I'm
Oh,
talking
they're not me then. I'm about to say they're
about.
not. I honestly, the
Yeah.
person
You got what I'm saying though, right?
I get what you're saying, but I mean, I'm
Yeah.
an example. Dude, I've been dating. We started off as friends, so we've known each other over 6 months. Still
Hmm.
doing, still doing the same craziness.
So you got to tame him. You got to condition him, get him right.
Yeah and nay, because I sometimes I think that he's a problem, but I just today I told him I was like I want another threesome.
Dude,
I'm
like what I think you have a goal that's outside of this lifestyle, but clearly you're not done with the lifestyle. And that's
it.
cool.
I want somebody I can continuously be nasty with, and I don't know how far this is gonna go, but
You got to find somebody that has longevity. Like for me, I feel like there's more longevity and more depth in sex, right? So you were in a polygamous relationship and you weren't getting any meat. So now you need
no,
to find
I could
one on one.
get actually I could get the meat. I couldn't get any mental simulation. I was bored of that man. He was he was horrible, and two, like even with polygamy,
Yeah.
any kind of poly, because I said this on my story about like with submitting to a man, for example. He was a nice guy and he did have leadership characteristics, but like
Mm.
I explained to him, my problem with him is you're women can't submit to somebody that makes them feel unsafe.
Ooh.
So number one, besides I understand that one
Yeah.
partner may not be able to fill all your needs, but here's the thing: you're oversaturated. And when I was dating that guy, I would tell him all the time, "You're doing X amount of stuff. So you're going to work. You're not trying to expose man. You work. You have a child. You're in school.
And the niggas got me over $5 in a little nickel bag, nickel. I'm
Also, now you're trying to maintain four
households.
four women, yeah,
Mm.
who you also want in return to not date any other man, but you don't want to go on, you don't have time to go on dates or like
Right.
you don't have time for like mainly anything, but you expect me on top of that. Not only do you have four women, you also want to go out and fuck the whole community. This nigga was just out and about. Like, I mean, literally, I just me and my friends to this day cracked up. I had joined a poly group on Facebook.
Yeah.
He was in there under every bitch's post. I was
Yeah.
like, you don't have time for the bitches you got. The
You
cute
fucking with a nigga that's locked up on house arrest, giving out community dick. I don't understand how the fuck this happens. He's committed in the relationship that you know enables him to do this shit, to be in the groups and to tell all the hoes, I got all the bitches back home, and the harem increases. You was the only one that got loose. You was the only one that was rogue. You left,
Oh yeah, I was done.
right?
I was the only one. I started a whole uprising.
You started the uprising. You
So
was
I
hot. You
look,
was hot.
his fiance started dating a new nigga. His one bitch decided she was done, and I decided I was done. I started a whole uprising. I said it. I said this is boring. We ain't getting
You
no.
brought hell to the house. You ain't cooked no eggs. You ain't make no damn meals. You just effed it
Because
up
all
for
he, had
everybody.
he was a nice guy, but all he really had to offer was peen. That was it. I was bored of it. Like, dude, you can't catch you for a date. Nothing. What is the point? And then you want to sit here and be like, I want my girls to all be committed to me. Nigga, for what?
I mean, for the fantasy.
Fantasy get old for me real fast, baby. What else you got? Like, again, it just was a boring situation for me. And again, like I said, dangerous. Say, for example, just the safety of, okay, you already have four partners, but you want to go mess with everyone else. What if you bring a disease home? The nigga had already brought a baby back to his fiance. So, I mean, you not really safe.
You never hear about that no more, man. You
What?
never hear about people bringing home stuff. Yeah, STD rates have not gone down or gone away.
Only
So it's a
worse. That's why even for me, like I said, I have talked on certain stuff because again, we're talking about like safety. You can go out and have fun, but you need to be responsible.
that's so terrifying. Like I like monogamy. I'm so boring. I don't- I'm so boring. Like I only get a couple of holes. Like, but it's
I think
comfort zone for me. It's
right there,
comfort
go
zone.
get tested. I think that's the best thing you could do. I personally, like I said, I'd like a extra young lady to come join every blue moon.
I'm boring, dude. Like I want the same chick, but like it's just the activity level. It's that depth that for me, I can't get in a relationship. Like rationing, coochie rationing is what happens. Like you only get so much after so long. So that's what I'll be working
I
on.
like a visitor occasionally is just I think it's fun. It's something about it that gets me hot.
You like real pretty girls.
Yeah, I like films. I date well,
Yeah.
I date like mass presenting women too, but I like films and I like to just see like especially if it's my partner, I like to see my
I get it.
with somebody else.
Yeah. You like to share. Okay. So that's a cute kink. What I'll tell you what. Before we pivot very hard, I
To my
want to talk a little bit about Kylie. I think her name's Kylie or Kelly Williams.
Oh, Keely Williams, I remember her
Her name Keely. I can't say that.
from
Um,
Alias.
she fucked all them niggas but Amarion. She said, "What is it? Raz B, Lil Fizz, Jay Brown, Jay Boog.
Good,
Omarion couldn't get none though.
good for her.
See, I ain't mad at her. I ain't mad at her. I mean,
Ooh, who is that?
man, look, this is somebody's very special. She's gonna come up continually and consistently. She's definitely one of the greatest of all time. If you're in the DMV, the Washington D.C. area, please check us out. Sorry, I blacked out, and I'm still in love. Um,
Her name.
this is Hennessy, Carolina. You
I was
know
gonna
Hennessy.
see. She's a very beautiful girl.
She is. Um, But the one I'm about to talk about, I couldn't get any images or video for, and I've researched the topic, um, at least on the media side, pretty intensely. I'm excited to talk about it.
Are you
It's
on?
taking me 30 minutes just to breach the topic. This might be this might be a quick wrap up, but Koresha, boy, she talking about she like to get pissed on. She was talking on her show. She was talking to Trina, and they just look gorgeous and pretty. And then she said that she was in the golden showers, and I said, "Nah, she ain't really mean it." And then she asked her again, and then they both confirmed it. And Trina said, "You a damn freak." She said, "Mm-hmm." And then they moved damn on like they were about to eat breakfast because this would gals from Florida do. What are your thoughts?
I'm pretty sure we already discussed how I feel about that. So
I mean,
I'm into them. So I'm happy.
what?
I'm
When
happy.
it's like mainstream now.
Huh?
That's
Good.
mainstream.
Good. I'm yes, and that's what I was gonna say. I'm happy that it's mainstream. Again, people piss me. I had somebody argue with me about my podcast.
Yeah.
We can talk. We are both adults. We can talk about this. Why is it taboo? That'd be a different story. If I was talking about this with like
I'm
my
not mad at it, but black girls like it. Like When
Good.
did this happen?
We've always like, excuse me, the black community is so full of it. We've always liked this stuff behind closed doors. Black people was having play parties, but black people been having play parties behind closed doors for years.
The Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. So when I
Yes,
look at topics like these and topic areas, that's truly how I bite it and digest it. And that's my only reaction. This is can't be anything new. But look at who's standing out. And I mean, it's the pretty ones. They be telling you, I'm like, I don't understand it. It's. I mean, I'm not judging either.
you
I
talk.
just,
We're
it's a
talking about
kink. It's a
submission.
kink.
We're talking about submission. Try a golden shower.
But what is it? Okay, so we're gonna talk about it. Okay, so what is enjoyable? Is it warm? Is it cold? Is it a olfactory thing?
it's a it's
What's
a
enjoyable?
so a lot of people have to understand a lot of kink, especially when we talk about BDSM, is very mental.
Mm.
Um, when I am in that headspace, because I don't know if you know about subspace where you're in a submissive space where you can like basically it's a
I
high.
can't get anybody to submit like that. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
It
it's where someone's thriving. They are thriving. Y'all young girls is thriving in this area.
it's so like especially like for somebody like me, any kind of like activities that let me be submissive where I'm not in
Yeah.
control put me in a different headspace. I already like I tell people all the time, I love kink and BDSM because every day I'm a parent, I'm an employee, I'm always having to be in control. I'm
I've heard this before.
yes.
Tell me more. I'm sorry. I've heard this before. You don't have to think, and it is.
So
Is
that
it classical?
especially when you're being like, I don't know about everybody else. I don't do like certain activities, like for example, golden showers. I will not do with everybody. It has to be somebody who I really trust to be in, or I'll say as a top, meaning the dominant at that point in time. It has to be with somebody I really trust.
I
Then
think that's masculine, but you don't think in terms of masculinity and femininity, so it blows me away.
I
Like
do,
top and bottom.
but I have, but it's funny because for a long time it used to always be masculine people, masculine men topping me. I have been topped by women before,
I,
and woman I
blows my mind.
top some men. Not to
And
that.
that blows my mind too a little bit, but it's the kink. It's what turns people on about it.
It,
And it's submitting. Black girls are great at submission. They're very selective in who they
you've
submit
never
to.
had to submit. You've never like done anything where you've been like at the bottom, quote unquote.
Oh my gosh.
Because I'm realizing men actually do like when their women take control.
Yeah, like it's cute when you put me in a little play handcuffs and she weighs 115 pounds and you know you could just like throw her across the room if things ever went bad. But I've never been in like I'm really trying to think. I've never been in a crazy vulnerable situation. I have let a woman explore me, but not like it never been penetrated anything crazy. But like, you know, I've had some
I my
extended throat goating.
I like when my men soften. Like something hot about that. Like I know that like yeah, like even like with a partner, like I know that they like yeah, like I'm gonna let them run. But every blue moon behind closed doors, I like vulnerability that somebody is willing to let me see that side of them.
I don't trust it. Like as a man, as a young man that was indoctrinated to have masculine presentation, the submission is almost lost on me.
Really,
Intellectually, I totally get it. Yeah, I would never be able to be that vulnerable. I can't enjoy this.
I
That's
love
why dudes always act funny when it should be gay. That's why they always act stupid
maybe I can
because
like I have some guys who I've been very close to who I've engaged in a certain type of play with,
yeah.
and that I can tell that there's a different level of vulnerability there because they trust me on a different level. Like they'll come to me and be like, "You the only girl I know who will do that," and it's just
That's
like
credibility. You are. I don't want anybody touching me below the Mason Dixon line. But if it was anybody, I'd be like, yeah, I would trust you
I
because
know.
I think I believe you. I believe you. You have credibility and possibly integrity because I believe that you really have
And
this
if somebody
perspective and view
finds
it this
out,
way.
I swing on them for you. For you. That's how deep. Everybody, all the girlies know I am a you know what muncher, so I don't care. And my friends like all the time, like you so crazy. Okay, and
It's just because you're open, just like we're talking about Karesha and you. Yeah, get pissed on. You like to get pissed on because y'all know how to submit. Diddy's gonna probably wife this chick, and we're gonna think Diddy's the next R. Kelly. Um,
He's just, it's not comparable because he's with a grown and consenting adult.
man, I don't, I do not know, but that's wild. If Sparkle's niece was in that video with him, and she was that age, and he was 32. No, I was playing. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think it's interesting. Black girls know how to submit, and we don't give them credit for it. We don't really celebrate this because we are so repressed with sexuality. Hopefully, we can move into a future place where we're a little bit more open and forward thinking in our sexuality.
I pray
Yeah.
my people need to be educated. Oh, look at Cardi.
Actually, just had to look at her. I always feel better. I mean,
When you look at Cardi.
it just makes me feel better. Um, but until the next episode, I don't think we have any more comments to get to in the section. So I was a little late to start. The homie reminded me that I was a little bit behind. So
Late, bro. Damn, he called you out.
he
It's
did. He like let me know. I appreciate that. I got to get better. That was on me. I was trying to get some funny clips, man. I was like, I can't get anything to come here to discuss my girl because she's gorgeous to me. I took this
who, Carisha?
very well. Yeah, man, I like her. Hey, I got pictures of her with and without makeup, man.
I haven't seen a picture of her without makeup. I like Carisha though. Like at first, I didn't think I was gonna like her. I like her way more than JT. I don't like JT. I like how JT. I like how JT raps. I don't like her personality. But Carisha, I like her personality. I don't like how she raps.
See, I ain't trying to call women attractive or unattractive or anything. She she's cool to me. And I mean, you see them without makeup and with makeup, you're like, damn, okay, well, this is how the real person looks. And I mean, she's a real person. I don't know how else to say it. Yeah, like this she's just a regular chick. And she be trying real hard to be more.
She's regular, but I like. She just seems so. She's somebody who I would want to meet. I would want to meet Carisha. Oh, I can't hear you. Oh my god.
You can hear me. I said I've been loved Cardi since I saw her with the messed up teeth, and I knew we had to save her.
Cardi
We,
B was pretty then,
we
though.
had to. We had to.
Mm. But let me dip out of here. I'm about to order lunch.
For sure, for sure. I appreciate it. Until the next episode, y'all. Peace.